is up, fellas? Oh my gosh, that was so dramatic. What up, fellas? Today I'm going to be talking about my running journey, and I thought, what better way to do it than sweaty post-run? Because I don't really care. So I'm sorry that you have to see my sweaty face, but whatever, you guys are probably used to it by now because I'm always sweaty and gross. Why not just get right into it? So I started running at the age of around 8 for the San Diego Roadrunners. Well, before that, I started swimming when I was about 4 years old, so I had a background in endurance sports with swimming, and that kind of brought me to running through triathlons, just like kid triathlons, and also a road race called the Junior Carlsbad, which is just a mile on the road, and I did that every year, and basically I got recruited by my club coach telling me to come join the team, so I did, and I did that from when I was 8 until I was 12 and going into high school, or 13 maybe. And I don't know how to say this in a humble way, but I was always good at running. I've never had huge leaps of improvement. Every year since I started running when I was 8 years old, I have been steadily increasing. There has never been one year where there was just a massive jump, except maybe in college. My freshman year was the biggest jump I did have recently, definitely. In high school, it was very slow and steady, but I started getting more serious after I quit swimming when I was 11, and I actually had a personal trainer through middle school, which helped me improve a lot back then. It was really hard. I was doing a lot of running for my age. A lot of people weren't doing that level of running. Definitely was a national competitor when I was youth, but loved the sport and never looked back to swimming ever. I thought I would be doing that for a long time, but running just really took over because I was better at that, and I just loved my team and hanging out and going to all the travel meets I thought were super cool. Then going into high school was a little rockier. Freshman year was good. I ran cross country and had a great cross country season. With my team in cross country, we made it to Nike Cross Nationals, which was an amazing experience. If any of you guys have the chance to go there, please take it because it's so great. I was also like 5 feet tall back then. If any of you guys know me, I'm actually almost 5'11", so I was about 5'2" going into high school. Had a great cross country season. Ran the 3200, but ended up getting injured with an Achilles injury. So my PR was 10:33 coming out of freshman year, but I never got to finish the season or anything. And then moving into sophomore year, I healed up. I had a decent cross-country season again. Wouldn't say it was as great as my freshman year, but it was around the same. And then had a great track season. I ran 10:24 for the 3200, which I was so excited about. And I was just having a great time with my team. We had a great group of girls that were all training together, and we were all around the same speeds. I cannot emphasize the importance of having a well-balanced team back then. I think that really helped me just enjoy the process and keep doing it year after year. And then going into junior year, I didn't have the best cross-country season. I was injured for a while and made it towards the end and did not do anything amazing at state. I don't even know if I broke top 10 in my division that year. So track season came around, and at this point I had grown so much, which is why I would say high school was hard for me injury-wise, and also just improving every year since I was 8. High school was definitely the rockiest point because my body was going through so many changes, and I know, especially for girls, every girl goes through it. I would say everyone has that point in their life where they just go through a rocky phase with when your body grows. That's just what happens. And I had a lot of injuries back then, a lot of knee problems. So my junior year, at this point, I was 5'8". I had grown a ton. My body had definitely changed a lot, so that was hard. But then I started looking stronger rather than just like a little tiny girl running around the track being 5'2". So I decided that I would put more emphasis into my speed, and I focused on the mile that year and ended up running 4:51 for the 1600, which was decent. It wasn't really exactly what I wanted to do. At that point, I wanted to break 4:50, but whatever, just gotta put it off. And then going into my senior year was kind of a breaking point for me. The cross-country season, not gonna lie, did not go great. I didn't have anything, honestly, steadily gotten worse, I guess, at cross-country over high school, and I just kind of gave up at that point on cross-country. I just really wanted to focus on track. So once the track season came around, I completely switched my training to a more speed-based stuff and significantly decreased my mileage, eliminating the junk miles I was doing and just increasing the workouts, and my strength routine definitely helped, and that helped me prevent injuries in the future, and also it just helped my speed so much. So on the track, I had the best time thus far in my running career. My senior year, I got to go to so many cool races, I met so many cool people, and I was just having a great time running and racing. I actually doing probably around 20 miles a week, which just sounds ridiculous to me at least, but I ran a 10:23, and I thought, in the 3200, I thought that my 10:24 from my sophomore year was unbeatable. I just never could even fathom running that again. So beating that time by even 1 second that year was just crazy. And I ended up running the 3200 at state and ran like a 10:28, 10:26, somewhere around there. So I had another good 10:20 race in me. But then I also, definitely that year, I focused on the mile, and I made it all the way to Brooks PR and ran a 4:47 full mile, so like a 4:45 1600, which was I had never broken 4:50 at that point, so running a 4:47 full mile, I was so happy, and it was just a great way to cap off my high school career. At that point, I had committed to Vanderbilt University, and I ended up going there for a semester my freshman year. I just kind of figured out that it wasn't the right place for me at the time. They didn't have the major I wanted, and I just don't think it was the best fit for me. So at that point, I just decided that I needed to pursue another option, and I contacted coaches towards the end of that semester, so basically in the fall time, and I ran cross country for them, had a decent cross country season, and then I ended up talking to some coaches, and basically my coach here at Oregon told me that I could come as soon as the winter, so I just thought that was a great opportunity. I had never visited Oregon, so I just went on a whim, and I was like, yes, I want to fulfill my running career and get the business degree I wanted, so I just kind of already knew that it was a good place for me. So in the wintertime, I came here, and I actually had a knee injury when I first came here, and I was doing a lot of Ultra G work, just so many miles put on the Ultra G that winter, and I ended up running outdoor track. I really surprised myself. This is where the huge jump came in. I never thought I would just be able to do what I did, but I was injured for a while, and then basically I decided I would run a race unattached with some of my other teammates, and I ended up busting out a 4:24 1500, which I was happy with, under 4:30 that day. So that was just honestly kind of an enlightening race to me, where I was like, wow, I can't believe that this is already happening. Like, I've already accomplished my goal for the season, which was under 4:25. So that was, I don't know, that was crazy. So my freshman year, I ended up making it to regionals, which I was really excited about. I made the Pac-12 team and made it to regionals. Didn't do anything special there, kind of was just happy to be there. Ended up running 4:23 that year for the 1500. That was the only event I did all year long, which was fine for me. And then sophomore year came around. I was very nervous for cross country just because the last cross country races I had ran, both at Vanderbilt and in high school, weren't that great. Very painful for me. I was really nervous to see how I was going to fit in with one of the best teams in the country and how I would stack up compared to that, but I actually ended up having a very good season, and I ended up being the alternate for our team at nationals. I ran at regionals, but I was the alternate at nationals, which I was okay with. I was just happy to be there and being a part of the team. And then track came along. I got injured again with an Achilles injury for all of indoor season, so I did run one race, but it went terribly, so I'm not even going to mention that. And then I went straight into outdoor season. Sophomore year track, I ended up running 4:20. I don't think I really fulfilled my potential that year. I was so happy running 4:20. I just thought that was crazy because I never thought I'd be running that close, running only a 4:47 mile in high school. So running a 4:20 was absolutely crazy to me. I don't really think I fulfilled my potential. I was very burnt out. I burnt myself out, I think, just mentally towards the end of the season, so I never really did anything special there. I made it to Pac-12s again, didn't even make it out of the prelim. Made it to regionals, didn't even make it out of the prelim. So that was kind of a disappointment, but I was just honestly happy that the year was over. And then this past year has been really fun. Honestly, I have had probably the best time in college so far. I was on top 7 for our cross country team and had a PR in the 6K cross country of 20:27. So that was crazy. I never thought I would run that fast again. after my senior year in high school. If you told me I was going to be on the national championship team at Oregon running a 2027 6K was just unfathomable to me. I can't even explain. I'm still in shock to this day. I didn't have the best indoor season. I think I ran 4 races and 2 of them were bad, but I did run 4:39 in the mile, which again, so crazy. I just don't even understand how to this day I could run in the 4:30s. That is absurd to me, but I don't know. It just shows you what your mind tells you that you can do, and if you're just next to a bunch of people running at that level, you just kind of are expected to do it, and it ends up happening. So, but not without a lot of hard work though, obviously. And then outdoor season, I had such a good time. I don't think I ran as fast as I did, but I definitely competed the best I ever did in the postseason meets. My PR was 4:18, but I made it to the Pac-12 final and got 7th there, so I scored some points for my team, which was awesome. And then I made it out of our regional prelim into the final there, but the race was so tactical and I just didn't have it in me, so I did not make it to NCAAs, which was a very big disappointment, but what are you gonna do? You just gotta move on from that. It's just a race, when at the end of the day, it's just one race. And now I'm here training for my senior year cross-country season, so cross-country is definitely harder for me, I think, especially mentally. Cross-country is a huge mental game for me. So focusing on the mental side, keeping myself sane and motivated definitely is a challenge, but I'm happy to be a part of the team, especially one that wins national championships. That was great. So this is my story, currently still going on because I'm still running. Thank you guys for watching. I know it was a little long, I'm sorry, but I just had so many points to do it because I didn't start in high school. I started when I was 8, so there was a lot of years to go through. Let me know if you guys have any other specific questions on injuries or anything else that you guys are going through, or any questions about my journey specifically. The biggest tip I can have to any of you guys looking to run in college or longevity in running is to not limit yourself and to have fun with the process. I would not be where I am today if I put limits on myself and said, there's no way I could ever run for the University of Oregon. Here I am today. Sometimes in my mind I didn't believe that I could, but hey, it happened for me, and if you don't set limits on yourself, you'd be very surprised at where your mind can take you. Also, going along with that, having fun in the process. If I wasn't having fun and it was a chore every day since I was 8 years old, there's no way I would make it being almost 21 and still running to the level I am today. Remember at the end of the day that it is only running. It's not the end of the world. I cannot stress enough that if you have one bad day, workout, or race, it's not the end of the world. It is one race, it's running. You have so many good days too, and you have to have the bad days to make those good days possible. Not dwelling on one bad day or one bad race, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have them and you're gonna have good days. So you gotta go through the highs and the lows. That's just the sport of running. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you want to see more of this type of video. If you guys like these sit-down chats, I don't really know if it's too long. If you guys like seeing what I do in a day more, let me know what you guys think below, and have a great weekend, or whenever you're watching this, have a great day. Peace.